Hi, it's Nick from UK Gardening. I've been collecting seeds throughout the year from my garden, and it's now late September. I just thought I'd do a quick video on how I collect them and actually collect and store the seeds. This hollyhock has flowered really well all year round. Some of the seeds have actually been taken off by people walking past my house, but there's still plenty left for me. What I'll actually do here is take a small carton. I mean, these are from a takeaway, and you can just pick off the seed heads. You'll know that they're actually ripe and ready because the actual seed pod will actually start to open up. I don't know if you can see here. If I put that down, you can actually see here. These are the seeds inside the hollyhock. So we'll pinch those off. And I'll put those in a container, and I'll leave those somewhere dry for a few days, just to thoroughly dry out. And what will actually happen is the seed heads will open up and the seeds will actually fall out. I've actually got some lavender here, and again you can see when this is ready because you'll see that there's little holes in the end of here. If I tip it over and tap it, you'll see that the seed comes out quite readily. So what I will do is put that seed in there, and then get a pair of scissors. And actually just cut these off. Might actually be better if I put that down. Sorry. Cut these seed heads off. Again, I'm going to put them in these takeaway containers. I'll just do a few of those. You'll get so many seeds from them. As you can see, some of the seeds are already falling out. But I'm going to leave these to dry. They do feel a little bit down. Best time to collect seed is actually at the end of the day, after a fine dry day. If you've had a couple of days sunshine, then that's so much better. You can see from this this plant here that the seed buds are coming and they are forming, but they're not quite dry or not quite ripe. So I'm going to leave these for another couple of weeks. But as I say, it's getting towards the end of September now, so if we have lots of rain, I might not actually have a chance to harvest these. So I'll keep an eye on them, and yeah, the weather is actually quite warm at the moment, so it might actually only take a week or so for these to ripen up. And the same with this campanula. You can see that the seed heads are there. I won't pull that off actually. You can see that this seed heads are forming, but they're not dried out yet. So I'll leave that one as well, and come back and collect that in a week or so. This Cosmos has done really well. This is, I think it was from a packet that I got in Lidl of 29p. I think it's Sonata mix. You can see that there's some yellow flowers, some white, and some pink, and there's darker pink as well. I actually just need to deadhead it anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the heads. The seeds might not be ripe in there, but I'm going to remove them anyway, just to make the plant look a little bit better. These will continue to flower, as I say, right up until the first frost. So I'm going to remove that stem, and I'll just put those in a container. I might actually just need to use secateurs just to nip that out. We're just going to deadhead that. Store these. Again, store them in the container. Put them somewhere warm and dry for a week or two. And then what you'll find is that again the seed heads will open up. Need to sharpen my secateurs. So just nip that out, but I'm also going to take that stem out just to tidy them up really. as you're deadheading it will actually encourage more flowers to come. But it's now, as we get so late in the season, that it's unlikely that we'll get too many more flowers forming.
How do you tell the difference between a seed head and a flower bud? Are these buds?
Yeah, you can see the difference. That's a flower bud, and you can see the difference there. See the difference here between this one that's not opened and this one that has opened, or even that. You can see the inside parts of the flower. As I say, this is Cosmos Sonata mixed. If you're unsure about the variety, it's always a good idea to put a plant label or a bit of paper in your collecting tray. That way, when they're all dried and you're looking at the dried seeds and you think, oh, I wonder what was in there, it's much easier to tell. This is nerine. Now, nerines are normally grown from bulbs, but again, you can have a bit of fun and pick off the seed heads. These, well, you can see they've still got flowers, it's still fading, so these have only just finished flowering, but they've been propagated. So I'm going to leave those on there actually, just for the fruits to, for the seeds to swell a bit more and the seed heads to dry out. So I'm going to leave those. I could actually come back and get some of the seeds off this thistle. So I'll put those in a container. This is another good example of seeing whether seeds are ready. This is a Nigella. So I'll just cut this off here, and you'll see that if I turn that upside down, you'll see all the seeds coming out of it. Just break it apart. We'll keep the chaff in there. This is one that's not quite ready, but again, it depends how often you're going to come out in the garden. You can quite easily cut those off, leave them to dry, and they will open up. This one again has got seeds in it. Earlier on in the year, in July actually, my daughter had a plant stall at the local fair. We had a lot of these plants, the marigolds, and we sold a few of them, but now these won't actually overwinter, so I need to collect the seeds from these. And if we take off one of the seed heads, I'll get a pair of scissors actually, I'll take off this seed head here and actually show you. I'll open it up, and inside there you'll see that the seeds, now the seeds are actually the black bits. So if I put those into my hand like that, you can see that we've got quite a few seeds there. So we can actually save those. So I'm going to dry those again a bit more before putting them in a seed packet. And what you might find is that the top bits will actually, we'll throw the top bits away, we don't need them. That's the chaff, and we'll keep the seeds. So I'll put those in a little container. And once I've collected these, again we'll open this one up, we'll take the head off because we don't want that, and inside here we'll see all the seeds. Now I'm going to put this in the container again, leave it in there to dry for a few days, and then I'm going to collect it up and put it in an envelope, but these aren't going to be sown until the spring. This is Echinacea Purpurea, not sure of the variety, Prairie Splendor. Now this has got, I don't know if this is, the fact that it's a trademark on it, I wonder whether it's got a plant breeder's rights on it. So you may only be able to grow this yourself and not actually sell the seeds or plants on. Anyway, excuse me, Echinacea. I would normally divide the plant, but again you can collect the seeds and sow the seeds in the spring. I have actually got some plants that I sowed in the spring. Here. These are sown in the spring. This is Echinacea Purpurea Magnus. As I say, that was sown in the spring or May time. And we've got little plants there. What I'll do is I'll pot those on. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants there. I'll pop those on, but I'll collect the seeds. Again, if I take one of the seed heads off, you see that there's a little cloud of dust there. That's actually grey mould, which we don't want. This is why it's so important to collect the seeds on a nice dry day. We'll break this open. Bit like, oh, there's a spider in there. We'll get him out of there. Go on, off you go. Put him out there. You can see that all the seeds individually come away. You probably can't see. If I turn to the camera here, you can see on here you've got all of these are individual seeds. The bottom part is the seed. So what I'll do is actually put those in a container, and I will actually put, I've got one of these spare, these plant labels, so I've got one spare, so I'll put that in there again so I know what the plant is. I'm not going to break up any of the other seed heads. All I'm going to do is snip them off. I'll use some scissors because I might do a video on sharpening secateurs actually. But cut all the seed heads off. I did actually buy this plant from a plant nursery because I was going to split it up. And now that I've taken the seed heads off, I can take these actual stems. I'm going to snip out that one. And that one. I think that's where I'm going to leave it today. I'm going to carry on collecting some seeds, but I think I'll then do another video on what I do to actually clean the seeds before putting them away in an envelope. Thanks very much for your time. If you've got any questions, post them below. Cheers. Bye.